Say the hour, yes, broken flower is all I have, take this wine and burn one down. What I'm looking for, I haven't found.
Welcome to this edition of the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Today we're going to talk about something that I heard in different forms of media that just totally blew me away. I'm Phil Taylor Jones, your host, and we're going to jump into this stupidity right now. Well, it's something that we all know about. We've seen them from the very early turn of the century up until the present day. It's the automobile. Here we have a 1949 Cadillac, and it was pretty advanced for its day. Power windows, leather seats. Today, this car could command easily, if you found one that was really pristine like this one, could probably command a six-figure price tag. It told the driver of the temperatures and the levels of fluids and things of the car. And if you can see, it has a nice roomy back seat. So if you were a parent, you brought your baby out or your small child and maybe put them in the basket in the back seat or kept them with you in the front seat. And well, you know, I'm not saying that I'm from 1949, but I'm from 1958, and I can't honestly remember hearing of a child-related death because someone left a kid in a car. Okay, well, we move fast forward into today. We have a Chrysler 300C, and this one's hardtop sedan, but still has that roomy back seat back there. And today we have special car seats that we put the babies in and put them in the back, and you know, to make sure that if we are in an accident, the baby is pretty much protected as much as can be done in this time period. Well, now they've come up with a new type of vehicle. It's a GM SUV, and they're starting out with that one. And it has the new technology in it where when you stop the car, there's a big thing on one of the gauges, the center cluster there, that says, reminder, check your back seat. For what? Your child. And in the past, say, 10 years, there have been scads of child deaths in overheated cars because the parents left them there. Well, let's just take a look at this. Cars seemingly have gotten smarter. I don't have anything against any car company, manufacturer, whatever you, putting the latest safety devices, indicators, notifications in cars. That's cool. We've got cars now that if you're driving down the street and you forget to apply the brakes and there's a car stopped in front of you, it will automatically brake. We got cars that can tell you where the nearest gas station is, where the nearest restaurant is, what have you. Cars can do a lot of things. There are even cars in their infant stages yet, but there are cars that can drive themselves. You remember the old adventure series Knight Rider with the car Kit, who could actually talk to you and was just its own, if you will, pardon the pun, person. It could, you know, do everything. It could park itself, it could drive itself, it could do everything. Well, we're moving closer to that actual car. I would venture maybe in the year 2025 or 2030, we will be driving around in cars like Kit. But my point is, you're a parent. You take your child You put him in the back seat in his little booster seat or her little booster seat. You strap him in, you get in the car, you go about your business. You come home, because they've said that most of these deaths are at home. You come home, you get out of your car, you go in the house, and you stay there for hours. And then, 5 hours later, I left my kid in the car. Well, you got one crispy critter in the car now because the heat has gone up, and it's been clinically tested and proven that children heat up much faster than adults, especially babies. You've killed your kid. I don't see why you need a car to tell you that your kid is in the back seat. I've never heard of an incident where somebody fried their iPhone or their iPad in the back seat of a car. Why? Because it's always in your frickin' hand. You care more about a damn phone than you do your kid? Then you shouldn't be a parent. If you're that, and now they're trying to make excuses for them. I saw the news on telly. Well, maybe they're in a different mind frame, or they got caught up in some other life, part of their life, and they forgot their kid. No, bull crap. You don't forget your kid. I don't care if the little tyke did go to sleep. Hey, my kid's back there. You might forget a package. You might even forget some of your groceries. You might even forget an umbrella. You know it's raining, so you better take it with you because it's going to rain tomorrow. You might forget that, but a living, breathing human being, and for the females out there, the ones that you've spent 9 months carrying, had to go through adverse conditions with the swelling of the ankles, the stretch marks, and not to mention the actual time at which you give birth. The pain, the labor, the intensity of childbirth. But you're going to forget your kid in the backseat of the car because your life is so stressful. Then you're not a mother. You're just somebody that laid down and had a baby. And to you men out there, you're so proud of your little son or your little daughter. You were there. You were holding your hands, your wife's hands at the Lamaze classes, and you were there in the delivery room with her. Probably about to faint, but you were there. And you witnessed the miracle of this beautiful, wonderful thing. You go off with your kid in the back seat, and then you come home and get out of the car and leave your kid in the back seat to die? But you're waiting on the car to tell you, in essence, hey, dumbass, you left your kid in the back seat. The automobile companies are trying to be nice, but in essence, that's what they're saying. Or there's an app on the phone. I am so sick of these phones and these apps. You need an app to go to the bathroom to defecate. Ooh, check for Junior in the back seat. They've even got the little car seats now that you can snap into the seatbelt, part of the seatbelt module, and they'll tell you, ooh, your kid's here. I don't need a car to tell me that I've left my child in the back seat. I don't know that there's anything on the top of this planet that could make me forget my own child. If you're that derelict in your duties, do you forget to feed your kid? If the kid is not totally potty trained, do you forget to change the diaper? Has the child defecated in his diaper so much so that it looks like he has 50 feet of train behind him? Do you forget to take your child to the doctor for the necessary periodical visits that are necessary for his growth or her growth? Do you forget to wash the child's clothes, to bathe the child? Do you need a car to tell you that? Do you need an app on your phone? Hey, the child is funky. Take him there and wash his ass. I mean, come on. How stupid have we gotten as human beings? Yeah, the cars have gotten smarter, but it looks like we've gotten stupid. You need a car to tell you to get your kid. What's it going to be next? You need a car to tell you when to go get groceries? Or we're going to have smart refrigerators and I'm empty, ain't nothing in here but some cold air and a lonely light bulb. Go get some food, you dumb person. I'm holding the temper here. I mean, where do we stop? When do we stop getting stupid? This is a human child. It's bad enough to leave a dog in the car. But this is your child. This is a part of you. And you leave it in the car to die a most horrible death. Horrible. Oh, you're too busy on your iPhone. You don't leave that in the car. You've held onto that thing so much it's got your finger grip around it. You rubbed some of the gold off of it, you held it, but you forget your kid. Well, I say this. Those kinds of things shouldn't have even been invented if it's going to make you that stupid that you can forget your child. None of those things should have been invented if it's going to make you talk on the phone or be texting while you're driving to kill somebody. When I get in the car, the phone goes in the glove compartment. It can ring till it falls apart. I don't care. It's not important to me to answer a damn phone when I'm on the road. Or to receive a text or to text back. It's not important. When my brother calls, he has a distinctive ring. If the phone should ring at that time, I either pull over in a parking spot, a legal parking spot, or I'll go up into a parking space or a parking lot and find a space and talk to my brother. At the end of the conversation, I get back on the road. And even with that, having said that, my brother won't call me unless it's an extreme emergency. He won't call. You know. I'll call him if I need be when I'm standing up, not anywhere near the car. AT&T and I would imagine other phone companies have an app. Oh, brother. For, it's not that important. We have an app for you to, put in your phone so if somebody calls or texts you, you can go to that. I don't need that. I have a brain that tells me if I don't pay attention to what's happening on the road, I could either kill someone or get myself killed. It's bad enough just driving in general without any distractions. Because we got so many stupid ass foreigners driving around here, running into you, not knowing how to drive, and all of the just regular things that can happen. You need to have your eyes on the road at all times. And anybody that is caught texting while driving should, one, have their driver's license revoked for life, and two, should have their car taken. And if they even attempt to buy a Hot Wheel car, one of these, the police should come and arrest them. Because you are stupid. You're an idiot. You are a potential murderer. And I say the same going back to the original subject. If you need a car to help you to remember to take your child out of a dangerous, deadly situation, then you should have never been able to give birth. You are an irresponsible piece of garbage. Oh, it was a horrible accident. No, it wasn't on purpose. Give yourself this litmus test. How many times have you ever had to go back out to your car to get your iPhone? How many times you had to remember to charge your iPhone or whatever other device you wish to use? If you can hold that piece of nothing in high esteem and not your child, you're inhuman. And that's all I got to say about it. Exec, you got anything?
A lot of disdain for supposed mothers in this country, that's for damn sure.
And fathers.
And fathers, parents, that's for damn sure. it just boggles the mind how you can forget. And as you said, especially in the mother's case, those 9 months of labor, the excruciating pain delivering the little fellow or daughter, and like you said, you bathe them, you put the diapers on them and everything, but then your mind just totally conks out and forgets everything but the child, because as some of the excuses they had in the TV, well, they just were thinking about something else, and that was the parents actually speaking. They had something else in their mind, they were distracted. How can you totally forget that you have a living person that you brought to term, or a little son or daughter that you helped grow up and everything? You just want to. You're basically committing murder when you're doing that. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
These people are too involved in everything else nowadays. They got so much on their mind, because of this stressful economy. I don't care how stressed I am or how much expensive stuff is. If I had a child, I would never forget to leave him in the car. I mean,
especially when you've got to carry.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You just got your purse, or if you're a guy, you just got yourself, and you're just going in the house. And I mean, what the hell are you doing in the house that you're so distracted for hours? It is said that these cases, the children have been left in the car for hours. Mm-hmm. So what the hell are you doing?
Must be potheads. Must be potheads or drunk or something. That doesn't cut the bacon for me.
You don't fry it for me either. Mm-hmm. It's just lunacy.
We've been watching this show on Netflix called Royal Pains. It's about a doctor that took the life of a person that was actually physically in danger over someone that was actually supporting the hospital, a millionaire, donor or whatever it is. That person was stable, and he left that person there with the other doctors who obviously didn't know how to do their job because he crashed and died. And the other kids survived, so the hospital administrator fired him because of that. I don't think he did anything wrong, because he left the person stable, and the other doctors were incapable of keeping him alive. He didn't do anything wrong, so his brother convinced him to go to the Hamptons in Florida, and subsequently he was at a party and helped save someone, and that person, very rich, that was there, took him on and took him under his wing and gave him a place to live and everything, and he started up a concierge doctor service. Well, that notwithstanding, there's his personal assistant. She's an Indian lady, very beautiful. Her name is Divya Kadare, and on the episode last night, she had a call. She had an SUV and had an emergency call, so she jumps out of the SUV with a child in the back seat, runs out to help the guy, and then all of a sudden she sees the police over at her car when she's going to go, after she calls a hospital, tell them where she is and everything. And then she sees the cops, they had some kind of device that didn't break her windows. I guess they had suction cups to pull it down against the pressure of it being closed. And then it was slowly popping the door open. They reached in and unlocked the door. Went in there and grabbed the little bassinet with the little handle on it, the little carriage for the baby. Took him straight into the car, ignored everything she said. Well, you can't just take my baby. What are you doing? Don't take my baby. Put him right in the back seat without question, And when she tried to, go in there and pull him back out, the officer had her hands on her, and he said, "Don't put your hands on her." She pushed him out of the way. Then he arrested her for assaulting an officer. I was beaming with pride for those officers like that. That's how it should be. Anything like that happens, you don't deserve to get your child. They said you can take it up to Child Protective Services. What are you talking about? And she made an excuse, that, well, it's not the excuse, it's the truth, but it's never an excuse. You don't do something like that. You could have brought the child with you, have him in front of your view so nobody can just grab him, or you could have had the air conditioner on with the windows closed, even though that's not optimal to leave a child by itself. Had all the windows open, or pulled your car closer to the person. You're a medical person, you're in an emergency, you can park where you want possibly. It's better to have a child safe and not take some random person that's got an emergency call on your behalf. You take that person's life more important than a child. That's insane. In my opinion, she's not a mother, she's an unfit mother, and there's no way she should have gotten out of that. But unfortunately, one of the other doctors working there, went in there and asked him, why did you arrest her? Why did she, have to assault you? And he got all the details and then corroborated her story by having the person check the call logs that her name called in and with the emergency and everything. They just let her walk out the door. She should have still had her child in Child Protective Services to learn her damn lesson for doing that to her child. That was ridiculous, but that's the way it should be with these cops. Like I said, and I repeat myself, I was literally beaming with pride seeing the job those officers did to protect that child and preserve that child's life, since the mother wasn't doing that herself. Like I said before, and I also repeat myself again, it just boggles the mind the way people's minds work or don't work in this case. How can you forget you have a living child, something to call your own as family, and just forget about their existence for a brief moment or brief hours? That doesn't make any sense. These people, like you said, don't deserve to be parents if they can't, take the full responsibility and take care of the child. It's just utterly insane. It's very stupid. And when this car smart stuff started coming out, I think I had something to say about the lane changing, vibrating thing. I wasn't against it per se. I was against the fact that it had to be done because people don't know how to drive. I'm totally for something shaking or vibrating warning you're going off the lane or not in the lane. I'm not driving in the lane. I'm totally for that, but it's the thing I was against is that it shouldn't have to be that way. You shouldn't have people so dumb they don't know how to drive properly, or if they happen to fall asleep, it's not their fault, but you should know better. If you are too damn sleepy to, not drive safely, you shouldn't get in the car. So by that being said, it still shouldn't have had to have been invented, but it's good that it did to make allowances for idiot people and stupid people that, get in the car knowing they shouldn't. And this baby car thing, it's a good thing that they have some kind of technology they're going to start, developing, that if you open the back door first, then and get in the car, and once you actually get out the car the second time, it's going to give you a warning or a beeping or something to let you know that there's something in the back seat, possibly a child. And even funnier and off subject, I think there is a refrigerator that tells you about the thing being empty. I think I remember hearing something about that.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But these people really need all these aids to aid their stupidity when they're not functioning properly as a human. And it's insane because people and child lose lives and puppies lose lives. I think they made it into law. They're going to try to make it into law. I don't know if it's California or just everywhere. I think it was California. Make it law that you're allowed as a citizen to break out the window to save a child or a puppy, and the person can't do anything about it. I think that's a good thing.
A lot of people are doing it anyway and don't care.
I think you told me something about a guy that had a puppy in his car, and he put a note on his window. This puppy is safe. He has a bowl of water. He has food. The windows are rolled up. This is true, but the air conditioning is on. He's totally safe, so don't break my windows and everything.
Or call the cops.
Or call the cops.
It is called irresponsibility, people. I mean, if any car, whether it be an old one, you can update and have these safety things, or if it's one of the newer models, you can, expect to get that within your package. Any safety device that is, put on a car, I have no problem with. But by the same token, when it comes to my child, well, I don't have any kids, but if I had a kid, I wouldn't need a car to tell me. Just like I don't need an alarm clock. I can get up for my job, or if I know I have something to do, I can get up. I don't need an alarm clock because I have no problem getting up early in the morning. Now, I'm not a night creeper. I'm not a night person who likes the nightlife and go out and all that. I have a problem with that. But if I have to get up, even before day in the morning, if I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm up like baking powder is in me because my responsibility has gotten me up. Well, we're talking about the ultimate responsibility. That's the responsibility of a human life or an animal life. And how dare you become so involved in whatever it is you're involved in that you would forget your pet or you'd forget your child. Especially infants or, babies that have to be carried around, toddlers that you really have to keep an eye on. You were smart enough to take him out of the house, but you're obviously not that stupid that you leave him in the house by himself. But you put him in the car, you go hither and dither and yon, you take him out and put him back and take him out and put him back and take him out and put him back. But then you get home and you get amnesia, you get stupid, you get so engrossed in your conversation on your phone, or you get so caught up with you want to make tweets and twits and all of this kind of crap, and you leave your kid. I don't buy it. You shouldn't be a parent if you're going to be that damned irresponsible. Thank you again for joining us for the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Technology is wonderful, but responsibility is even more wonderful. Be responsible for your loved ones, whether they be two-legged loved ones or four-legged loved ones. It is hot. In fact, you've seen me go after the water bottle more than once today. We've been in triple-digit weather here since Monday, and now it's about 90 some odd degrees, and it's very humid. So I'm thinking about those babies that are being carried around right now, or those puppies, those dogs that are being carried around, and you're leaving them in hot cars. Don't do that. I'm even getting hoarse and disgusted thinking about it. Take care of your kid. You don't need a car or a stupid phone app or a car seat to tell you that. Your brain should tell you that because you are a parent. Take care of your kids. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on the Phil Taylor Jones Show. Stay safe.